Hello again, welcome to today's attempt at the TimeGuessr puzzle. This is the game that tests your history knowledge and your geography knowledge. We'll be given a series of 5 photos just like this one. For each one we have to say where in the world was it taken. We also have to say when in history was it taken. It could be anywhere from 1900 to the present day. This points how close you are both on the map and on the timeline. I usually aim for about 2/3 to 3/4, but of course it drastically depends on how well I guess and or how easy the questions are, so we'll see how we get on today. Of course, feel free to play along at home yourself and leave your guesses in the comments. We're starting with what looks like a tricky one. I always think they're tricky if they're in black and white, because it could be anywhere from about 1900s to 1980s. This one doesn't even have any writing that I can see. Writing, of course, is helpful for working out the location. Ah, it does have some writing. Tragic Ljubljana. Ah, there we go. So we know it's in Ljubljana. That is very helpful. We are heading to Slovenia. I think, not Slovakia. But I always get those two confused. But anyway, location, a lot easier now, all of a sudden. In terms of year, I mean, we've got a really old car and a really old bus. The question is, how old is really old? I mean, there's ladies and girls standing around without having their legs covered, so it's not going to be 1900. It's going to be considerably after that. Do I think it's pre-World War II? Could well be. It does look pretty old. I mean, it easily could be 50s or 60s for all I know, but I'm going to go 30s. And we're going to go for Ljubljana, which is Slovenia, as I said. I shouldn't have doubted myself. Let's just plonk it there. I'm not going to be able to find the exact spot in Ljubljana, and it doesn't really matter. It cost me a few dozen points, but not too much, hopefully. It was the 30s, and yeah, clearly it was Ljubljana, but that was the easy bit. So that is a much better start than I thought it was going to be when I first saw the photo. Oh, what's going on here? Cow Key Marina, Key West, Florida. Okay, so again, location is easy. So the real difficulty comes with working out what year this is. That is a very distinctive moustache and hairstyle that this guy's got. I mean, the trouble is he could be wearing it in a retro style and it could be 2000s, but I don't think that's really the case. I can't read what it says on his hat. That's a pretty old looking TV camera, or film camera I suppose. I don't actually know which of the two it is. I mean, it feels like 60s, 70s, 80s maybe. Maybe a little bit after 60s, just from the styles. The camera definitely could be 60s, but I think from the style I'm going to go a bit later. Let's go, we'll go 78, why not? I'm going Key West. Where is Key West? Those are the Florida Keys. Is it going to tell me which one is Cow Key? It does. I guess we just plonk it in the middle. We're going to be pretty close, aren't we? Let's just hope we're close on the year. Wow. It was a film crew. Never heard of 92 in the Shade, but it's got me a bunch of points. It's got me 92,000 points. That's a coincidence. So, we can't keep this up, I'm sure. What's going on here? Mundialito della Porvenir. Interesting. That started off sounding very Spanish and it ended up sounding a bit French. Okay, it's yet another one where they've told us practically the location. So it's clearly Lima, so I think that must mean it was Spanish rather than French all along. It's not black and white. Are there any smartphones? That's the next thing to look for. How modern exactly do we think this might be? Is that a smartphone that guy's holding? Is that a smartphone? I'm pretty confident that's a smartphone actually. So this doesn't look quite good enough quality to be the last couple of years, but for there to be smartphones, it's got to be within the last decade or so. What's going on over here? Yeah, it's not something that's got a year on it. It's the final of like a street football World Cup or something. Whatever looks at it. Well, maybe not the final, but... Ah, there we go. Joaquin 2018. I suppose we better go for 2018. I was going to go 2015 before I saw that, but that clearly would have been wrong. We will go for Lima, which is here. Again, I might as well just plonk it somewhere in the centre. I did get the year spot on. It was a street football tournament. That's exactly what I said it was. So, having failed to recognise the difference between Spanish and French at the start, I think I rescued some credibility at the end and got almost perfect. Wow. Surely this is going to go downhill soon. Yes, it is going to go downhill. What on earth is going on here? That looks like Queen Elizabeth. In fact, it says ER, Elizabeth Regina II, so it is Queen Elizabeth. So this is presumably St Paul's or Westminster Abbey? Don't remember what either of them looked like from the inside, but yeah, I mean, there's beefeaters. This is clearly London, so I'm going to be pretty close on the location. So the only question is what year? If this is her coronation, is it 1952, does that mean? I can't work out if it's her coronation. I originally thought maybe it was her leading the funeral of her father or something like that, but I suppose that would be pretty close to the same year as her coronation anyway. So I guess we're going to go 1951 or 52. When did she have her Golden Jubilee? I think she passed away in 22, didn't she? So was she on the throne for 70 years or 71 or 72? I might just go a year earlier, but I might regret that. We will, I think St Paul's and Westminster Abbey are not a million miles away, so if I find one I'll be able to be pretty close to the other. How can I not remember where they are? It's near Holborn and then St Paul's Cathedral. I reckon let's just go in the middle and hope that we're pretty close, which I'm pretty confident about. I'm more confident about this than the previous three. Oh, it's 53, so I went the wrong way. It was her coronation, so I got the right event. I just forgot what year it took place in, which was a bit careless. And it was Westminster Abbey rather than St Paul's. That is annoying because I got basically a 50-50 wrong on the location, and I got the year that should have been even closer than I was. So careless, but it only cost me 262 points, so I shouldn't be too disappointed. What about the last one? Hugues something. That sounds pretty Spanish. That is clearly a bunch of German flags on the windows, though. So is it another World Cup? FOJ or FDJ? What do we think that says? I mean, this isn't... I don't think this is German. But there's just so many German flags coming out of these windows, including the biggest German flag of all. There's some red flags as well. What are the red flags for? Oh, hang on, it says something on the top. Something Marketing Developed Chemiersnutz. That was a terrible pronunciation. Apologies to any Germans watching. Okay, Chemnitzer is definitely in Germany. I'm pretty confident this must be in Germany. I just can't work out what event is taking place. Why are there so many red flags as well as the German ones? I thought there was going to be some competition between Germans and the Soviet Union or something. I mean, it could still be. But then, if it's in Germany, why would there be so many supporters of the other team? That's why I thought it must be a World Cup. But this has got to be like 80s or 90s, hasn't it? I'm not sure. What events did Germany host? The World Cup in 86 was in Mexico. Who hosted it in 82? Was it Sweden? Italia 90, USA 94, France 98, Brazil 2002, was it? Was it that long ago? Or was that Germany 2002? Maybe it was Germany hosted the World Cup in 2002. I was about to go for 80s or late 70s, but they did host it in 2002 or 2006, didn't they? No, it must have been 2006. They can't have hosted it in 2002 because France 98, which means they wouldn't have done it in Europe again. Did Germany host the World Cup in 2006? And is this something to do with that? It just looks older than 2006, doesn't it? It could be nothing to do with the World Cup. That's the problem here. I can't read what that says. Oh, I don't know. There's not enough technology being shown in the photo. I've got a horrible suspicion that it's the World Cup in 2006. Is this really what things looked like 20 years ago? Or is it what they looked like 40 years ago? It just looks older, doesn't it? Do I go for 96 to hedge my bets? I would have gone for something by now, but I'm on a brilliant score, so I kind of don't want to mess up at the final hurdle. Did Germany host the World Cup in 2006? It was South Africa in 2010. Was it Germany in 2006? I think it might have been. We're going 2006. The trouble is, this might not even be anything to do with the World Cup. What did we say? We're looking for a place, Chemnitz. Is there a place like that, or am I just thinking of Chemnitz? So that is the problem. There's Chemnitz here, obviously. Okay, it's pretty central, to be fair, in Germany, so we'll go Chemnitz. And I'm just going to be annoyed with myself here, I think. It was 1973! Okay, so even if I'd gone late 80s or 90s, I'd have still been miles off. I'm not sure I'd have ever gone that early. That's such an annoying one to finish on, because I got over 90% on all of the others. The Neptune Fountain in Berlin during the 10th edition of the World Festival of Youth and Students. Oh, I forgot about the red flags. Drew 25,000 foreign visitors to East Germany for a week of anti-war rallies. That's why there were so many Soviet red flags. If I'd worked that out, I still might have gone late 80s, to be fair, because the Berlin Wall fell in 91, did it? Or late 80s? So I still probably would have gone out late 80s. I'd never have gone as early as 73. But I'd still have got more points than 0 for the year. That's a very annoying way to end, but it's still a very good score. 85%, give or take. I will take it. But it could have been better. If I'd done this one first and then got the other 4 as well as I did, then I'd be less disappointed, I think. It's frustrating how it works sometimes. But anyway, we have solved all 5 pictures. Now we know the answers. Let me know how you got on. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.